everyone, my name is Annie. Today I'm going to share the story between Mary and Jackson. Mary's finger trembled slightly as she finally dialed the number. On the other end of the line, there was quiet listening. Her voice quivered. However, it pulled out like a dam burst, unrestrained and unstoppable. I have to tell you everything. I really can't go on anymore. She began to tell her story, her college life, her romance, and the ending she couldn't face. From freshman year, Mary was filled with hope about college. She thought it would be like the movies, friendship, love, and a life-changing journey. But by senior year, she was lost in the fog. The days were dull, and life dragged forward like a heavy weight. Until Jackson appeared. He was handsome, had a gentle smile, and many friends. However, he always sat alone after class. That quietness captivated Mary. She began to notice every little thing he did. She said they took the elevator together, drank the same beverages, rode the same bus after school, and they also played volleyball in the same team. One afternoon during the rain, Jackson shared his umbrella and walked Mary back to her dorm, laughing and chatting like a scene from a film. It was from that day I was sure I liked him, she whispered over the phone. One day after class, Mary finally gathered the courage to confess to Jackson. She followed behind him, heart pounding like it may leap off her chest, but the next day, she couldn't find him anymore. Jackson didn't come the first day. She thought maybe he was sick. The second day, the third day, unease grew. 1 week passed, 2 weeks, a month, and then 2 months. Jackson vanished. His friend began giving her strange looks. Mary couldn't make out their whispers, only felt a buzzing in her ears. Even those familiar Jordan sneakers at the classroom door never appeared again. Where did Jackson go? She kept wondering. One day after school, she passed by the water dispenser Jackson often used. He used to overfill his cold water, making the machine overheat and shut down. But for the past few months, the dispenser had been working flawlessly. That evening after class, she saw a familiar white car parked at the campus gate. A strange sense of familiarity made her follow it. The car pulled into a remote parking lot behind a distant building. She got out and descended a stairwell into a dark basement. She stopped in front of a gray wall. Embedded in the wall was an old cabinet. Her trembling fingers opened it. A blood-curdling scream tore through the silence. In that moment, everything came back to her. Jackson had been dismembered by her own hand and hidden in that cabinet. The car was the one she used to transport the body. No, how could I have? She crouched to the floor, clutching her head with eyes vacant. She returned to the dorm and tried to calm herself. As long as she didn't speak, no one would ever know. She could still pretend that nothing had ever happened. Until one day, she passed by a Moss Burger and saw a couple ahead sharing a drink. Their laughter pierced her nerves, because that was supposed to be her and Jackson. She couldn't hold it in anymore. On the phone, she broke down in sobs. It was me. I did it all. I killed Jackson. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. There was a long silence on the other end, then a sigh. But you and Jackson never even spoke, did you? And Mary frozen. The elevator ride, the drinks, the walk back to the dorm, all imagined. She had never confessed. Jackson had never even noticed her. It was her one-sided obsession, her inability to bear being invisible, that drove her to take his life. Because only in death could he belong to her forever. And this is the end of the story. Thank you.